Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be discussing Red Hat Enterprise Linux for AWS, starting with Red Hat Enterprise Linux 10. It is generally available. So it is combining the Red Hat's enterprise grade Linux software with the native AWS integration. So basically, Red Hat for AWS is built to achieve the optimum performance of running the Red Hat Enterprise Linux running on the AWS. So we will be having some pre-tuned images with AWS specific performance profiles, built-in Amazon CloudWatch telemetry, integrated AWS command line interference, image mode using container native tooling, etc. will be there. So I'll be showcasing you like how we can utilize this, the free tier, in order to deploy this Red Hat Linux. So what do you mean by this generally available with Red Hat 10? So basically, we can launch it from the AWS marketplace, or even we can launch it from the EC2 AMI's list. From the drop down, we can select it. So we have a long-term support from the Red Hat. It is great for enterprises that depends on stability as well as the certified software. So it will fully integrate with the AWS services like CloudWatch, SSM, EBS, IBM, and many more. So it will be like a one-stop solution, like where customers, like we can save, being a customer, we can save some valuable time with some built-in AWS service integrations and with some automated monitoring and streamlined deployment options. So why it matters? So basically, it is used in regulated and production environment. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So we use it for certified workloads for SAP, Oracle, etc. And it also includes some enhancement in security, some container tools, and developer experience also is being included in this. So what in today's video, what I will do over here, I will spin one EC2 instance with the Red Hat Enterprise Linux AMI, and I will show you, maybe we will run some few commands, and we can even configure our AWS in order to list our resources that we are running in the AWS. It's similar to like so these things will be predefined already in this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So maybe we'll try to SSH to that, and then after spinning that, we will SSH, or maybe we'll run some web server. So let's move on to the console and start launching an instance. So before moving into the console, you can check over here like Red Hat Enterprise Linux on EC2. So what is this? Basically, you can get into details of this. Even you can check the difference, which versions are available on this EC2. So how we can have the SQL Server, SAP HANA, and we can have over here what is the pricing, whether the most important thing for us, how do we find whether we are eligible for free tier or not. So even when we are selecting the AMI, we can see over there. So these are all the details. So if you have like something like you're not able to get details about certain thing like pricing, billing, or any general questions, you can just look into this fact topic over here. So it's quite interesting. You can get all the details over here about this Red Hat Enterprise Linux on EC2. So let's move on to our console. So I'll just go to the EC2 and I will launch instance, my RHEL demo. So I'm just running one instance. You can choose over here Red Hat, and you can see over here free tier, it is there, and we can choose from here different versions. So I'm just choosing the 10. Now here, this is the EC2 user that will be default there, and you can see the free tier instance type. So I'm not changing anything. So here, one more thing, if you already have the key pair, if you're using it, you can utilize the same one, or if you don't have, you can just recreate it. So this is very important. If you don't have, you have to create it, because when we are doing the SSH, we will use the PEM file in order to do the SSH. And rest of the things that VPC and all, let it be by default, whatever it is, don't need to change anything. And the security group, you can see by default it is going to launch visit 14. So if you're already having one, in which you are giving SSH on port 22. So you can utilize that. So I'm already having one. I can just show you one. So I'm using this launch wizard. So let me show you what is there. So actually I'm planning to have a web server also. So that's why I have kept over here the port 80 in the inbound rules. So you can see over here, this is the launch wizard 12 that I have selected. So you can see over here, these are the two inbound rules. One is SSH and one is HTTP. And if I click on the edit inbound rules, you can see from any IP, I'm letting it on port 22 and 80 to communicate. Okay, so this is the inbound rule. So I'm using the existing one. If you don't have, you just by default, a 22 port will be getting created. Then if you want to install the web server, you need to make sure our port 80 is also open. So like this, you can create an inbound rule for this. Okay, let's go back to our EC2 instance over here in the launch. So you can see I have selected my existing security group. Now, this one, let it be the storage, let it be there by default. And here, if you want, you can provide the user data and all, but I'm not providing over here anything. Just let it be the default ones and just click on the launch instance. Make it sure you have the key pair. So if you don't have, you can create a new one. I already have a downloaded one, so I will be using that in order to SSH to my EC2 instance having Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Let's see over here. Okay, it started running over here. Now when I click over here, connect, SSH client. Now some people might be having some issues with the permissions and all. Sometimes you're using some different user accounts in order to log into your laptop and all. Normally, if you're keeping the things in the C drive and all, you will have some permission issues. So make it sure you have the full access to the PEM file. It is not recommended. Or you can put it in some other directory. If it is a personal laptop, it doesn't matter. So we can utilize that particular location, check the permission is there or not. Sometimes you will get it's not accessible or some error. Some permission errors will be there. So to make it sure you give the full permission, or if you're using Linux, you can use the chmod 400 RHEL. This is the PEM file permissions we are giving it. So to connect to this instance, so I'll just copy this one. So I already have my PEM file over here, you can see. So within the same location, I will just do the CMD and I will just right click and paste. So you can see, so we are logged into the Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So we can run some commands like cat /etc/os hyphen release. So this is all the details over here. Red Hat Enterprise Linux, platform, version ID 10, and all those things are there. Similarly, you can see this IP over here. Now you already, if you have watched my previous videos or the old videos on EC2 and all, you will find this how we can access this particular EC2 instance. Let me go back to the dashboard. So we can access this using this public IPv4. So there are various way easy to connect and all those things. But today I'm not going to details of that. Just we will just run a web server and we will see how does it works. Now here, uh, let's check uname. Let me type it over here. So let's try again. Some network drop was there. Okay, so we are logged in again. So we can check over here something in order to check the kernel -r. Okay, that's the kernel over there. Now let's install some, if you want to update the packages, DNF, install -y httpd. Okay, then we can run it over here. Sudo system. So let's do a curl over here. Here I'm just doing a local host in order to check Some file is getting open over here. So we will do one thing. Let me refresh this instance over here. So here we go. Our test page has been loaded. So just a small example how we can utilize this Red Hat Enterprise Linux and how the things are being there. Even we can just go ahead with the AWS configure and we can start utilizing it. I think we need to have the prerequisites installed. Actually, so you can see over here, there is no AWS version over here being installed. Nothing is coming up. Anyways, we can just quickly do a curl to this URL in order to download the AWS CLI, and we can just unzip that. Okay, so we cannot use that unzip also. Let's install it. So we are getting the AWS version. So now we can just simply configure it. So if you're having those secrets and all, ID and all, so you can just mention that. So I'm not putting it over here. You can just try with yours access key and the secret, and then you can just choose the region and all. And then if you want to look for some S3, you can do the LS. AWS S3 LS and all. You can just look into my previous video for various commands and all. So this is how we can utilize this. So my main purpose of this video was to just show you like how we can use this Red Hat Enterprise Linux that is generally available to use. So more productivity we can say, and we can say that it's a big deal for the enterprise. So it will definitely help organizations to accelerate some innovations and meet some customer demands. Moreover, along with that, like combining Red Hat Enterprise Linux with AWS will give some more stability with the native AWS integrations and all, and to build some solutions that will be designed to deliver optimized performance, improve security, along with a simplified management. So all these configurations we can easily manage. So moreover, it will also help us to migrating the existing workloads or deploying it to new instances. So all those things we can do at a very, you can say, reduce operational overhead, and we can like focus on various initiatives. So I hope you like this video and I was able to give you some insights how we can utilize this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So do give it a try, run your web server, and do let me know in the comment section of my video whether you will able to spin your web server or not. If you find some difficulties, do let me know in the comment section. I will share the complete link for the FAQs, as well as if you need any details or description of this video, I'll be providing you the link. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.